Hello everyone, a very warm welcome again to each one of you for the virtual session of Science Children. I'm very much hopeful you all are doing very well, children. So let's get started for the day. For today's virtual session, let us see what are we going to have. We are going to continue with the chapter body movements, and you have learned so many concepts about body movement. Let us see what are we going to have in this session. I hope you are writing all the notes in your notebook, children. Please maintain your notebook as a gentle reminder, children. I hope you are writing. So we are going to study about the skeletal system of human. So please take down the subtopic for the chapter skeletal system. What are we going to learn in skeletal system? First of all, we will see different type of bones. We have so many types of bones in our body, as you all know. So let us see one by one. The shoulder bones. The shoulder bone is formed by the collarbone and the shoulder blade. The shoulder bones are flat and large, and they help in forming joints with long bones. You please take down all these points in your notebook, children, and you should know what do you mean by shoulder bone and how it is formed. So it is formed by the collarbone and the shoulder blade. You can check your shoulder, and so many types of bones we have in the body. An adult have 206 bones in the body. Can you imagine? Hip bones. The hip bone is formed by the fusion of three bones. Like shoulder bones, the hip bones are also flat and large. They help in forming joints with long bones. Together with the last two parts of backbone, it forms a large bony bowel called pelvis. So pelvis is the bony ball, and as you know, the hip bones are extended and it gives shapes to your body. Please take down all these important points, children, in your notebook. I hope you are writing. So let us see the hip bones. That is pelvic bones. Bones in the hip region are called pelvic bones. So these are the hip bones. That means these bones, all these bones will form a pelvic bones. So bones in the hip region are called pelvic bones. You can just have a look at the image, children, for you to have some idea about the hip bones. It has hip joint and all the other parts. You can see how it is extended and bowl like structure, and it gives you a proper support to the body. Then bones of hands and legs. Bones of arms, thigh, etc. are long. They give strength to our body. Bones of fingers and toes are short. They help us in holding things. The hands and legs are constructed in same pattern as described below. So we will see the figure below, and you can imagine how our hands and hands have arms and thighs. They have a long bone, and how it works. The bones of the fingers and the toes are short, and they help us in holding things. So how it is possible to hold things? Just because of the finger has bones. You must have seen the skeletal somewhere, human skeletal system, children. We are going to see that in this session. So the fingers have bones, and those bones are flexible. We can move those fingers and we can hold things properly. Even with toes we can hold things. So let us see. I hope you all have taken down this. So we will see part of hand, part of leg, and number of bones. So you have to make this table in your notebook. You will have part of hand, upper arm, part of leg, thigh. Number of bones, one long bone. Then part of hand, that is forearm, and part of leg, that is lower leg. Number of bones, two long bones. So please see the description for the part of the body and the number of bones. Wrist of a hand and ankle of leg. Number of bones, several small bones. They are made up of many bones together, all small bones. Then part of a hand, that is palm, and part of leg, that is foot. Number of bones, 5 bones. Then part of hand, that is fingers, and part of leg, that is toe. Each has 3 small bones except thumb, which has 2 small leaves. So that means 2 small bones. Please take down this table in your notebook, children, and I hope you will be able to understand the concept of different type of bones in our body and how are they useful to give support, how are they useful to make our body flexible, to move our body, to turn around, to hold things. All that requires the skeletal system, that is the different types of bones which we have in our body. Bone joints and fixed joints, ball and socket. Here we will see these definitions. Bone joints, a place where 2 or more bones meet together, is called joint. So this joint is very helpful for us to move that body parts. So in our body, 5 types of joints are present. So bone joints are extremely important because if there are no joints, then moving of the arms and the legs and all the other body parts will not be possible. So we are going to see different 5 types of joints which we have. First, fixed joints which do not allow movement, that is joints of cranium, that is skull. Ball and socket joint allow movement in all direction, that is joints between upper arm and shoulder, thigh and hip. So here you have already done this in the previous session. If you have already taken down these notes, please do not write again, just have a recap. But if you have not written all these points in the notebook, if you have not written the types of joints, please do write, because under skeletal system we need to repeat this concept. So bone joints are extremely important since we are learning about the skeletal system. And if you have already learned written in the notebook, please do not write. And if you have not written, please do write. So ball and socket joint present over there between upper arm and shoulder, thigh and hip. And you have seen ball and socket system, how it works, and because of that the movement of the shoulder, arm and thigh and hip is possible. So over here, pivotal joint you have learned allows movement in many planes. Example, skull makes such joint with first 2 vertebrae. That means your spinal cord, that is your backbone, that is 2 vertebrae. So we have a vertebral system because we can stand erect. So it is divided into many vertebra, and the initial 2 vertebrae of your backbone, that is your vertebral column, is joined to the skull. So skulls make such joint with first 2 vertebrae, and that is pivotal joint. Hinge joint, you have seen the hinges of the door, how it works. Similarly, these joints also will work. It allow movement in one direction. How you can move a door? Because of the hinge present there at the door, and you can move in one direction because of the hinge. Similarly, hinge joint will allow movement only in one direction. Here you have very good example, fingers, the knee, etc. You can try yourself, children, but don't, please do the movement which is possible. Gliding joints allow only a limited amount of movement. Joints of backbone. So this is the limited amount of movement is possible. Cannot completely move. That is joints of the backbone. That is where bending is possible. Body becomes flexible because of these gliding joints. Here you just have a look at the bones of the hand and the bones of the legs. So left hand side you can see the bones of the hand, and right hand side you see the bones of the legs, and they are made up of various joints and various types of bones. Just have a look at this. Then muscles, tendons, ligaments, bristle, cavity, all that we need to see what exactly they are. Muscles, the bones are moved by the alternate contraction and relaxation of 2 sets of muscles. This all we have done in the previous session. If you have not written, please take down, because on the skeletal system of human we have to repeat all these concepts. Tendons join muscles to the bones. So if you have muscle tearing, then you have it becomes very painful for you, and you have to relax your body. For that you have to take rest, and you have to see that injury should not increase, otherwise it will become more painful and it will take time for the muscles to get repaired. So muscles plays very important role in the movement of the bones because they are all attached to the bones. Tendons will join muscles to the bones. So tendon also you have to take care due to some vigorous physical activities. There is a breaking of the tendons that also become very painful, and it takes time to heal. Ligaments joins two bones. Bristles are hair-like structure connected with muscles. The bristles helps to get a good grip on the ground. Cavity. So like bristles you have seen, the earthworm has bristles in the structure, in the body structure, and that helps them to have a good grip on the soil. As we have seen the gait of animals, how different animals have different type of bones. You have seen the earthworm have bristles on the outer covering of the body, and that helps to have a better grip when they move on the ground. Cavity, it is the hollow space or cavity in one bone into which the other bones fit. Such joint allow movement in all directions. So when you have such type of bones, that part of the body is easier for us to move in all direction. That it is the hollow space. As the name suggests, it is a cavity, and it in one bone into which the other bone fits actually, and that's why it allows the movement in all direction. I hope this is clear. So you have seen ball and socket join in shoulder, how you can move your arms in all direction. You can move in 360 degrees. So this is how the cavity will help. This hollow space will help for the movement of the joints in all direction. The movements of the bone in all direction. Here you can just have a look. Bicep contracted, bicep relaxed, triceps contracted. So in the figure A you can see biceps contract. When you try this and you see how much biceps you build, that is your muscles building actually. And when you contract, you can see the figure bicep contract, and the next figure shows biceps relax. When biceps relax, the lower part of the muscle, that is triceps contracted. So two muscles work together to move a bone. This is how the muscles will work to move a bone. Just have a look. When you're moving your arms, the muscles will work, and that will help for the bones to work. Now this is the diagram of human skeletal system. You are going to take a printout of this and you are going to stick it in your notebook. This is the human skeletal system, and it has various labeling. You can see so many types of bones are labeled over here. So all possible types of bones for human skeletal system is labeled here in this diagram. You have to learn that labeling. I repeat myself, please take a printout of this diagram and stick it in your notebook. Learn all the labelings of this diagram, that is the different types of bones present in a human skeletal system. Here you can see a skull bone, you can see the rib cage, then you have a spinal column, you can see, then we have pelvis, then femur, then you can see clavicle, scapula, humerus, ulna, radical, that is radius, then you see fibula and tibia. All these are the different types of bones present from your skull to your rib cage, your spinal column and pelvis, and different types of bones present in the arms and the legs. So all these types of bones have a proper labeling, proper name. You have to learn this labeling, children. Please do stick this diagram, take a printout and stick it in your notebook with all this labeling. You see, you magnify the image, make it a larger image so that the labeling is clear with you. I hope this instruction is very clear with you all children. Hopefully you all are going to follow the instructions. So here we come to an end of the session, children, and I hope the concept which we have learned today is clear with you all, and you all are following the instructions given to you all. Very much hopeful to that, and here we will end the session, children. Thank you, children, and have a great day.